Alright guys, today we're going to be working on the 240. It's really cold by me, so we got a fire going and a wheelbarrow. But staying warm. We got to fix some rust on the 240 today. The only rust I got, let's see, right here on the back, it's under the rear quarter panel. I'm getting over fenders, would have already had them, but they're on crazy back order. But, so eventually this is getting cut out, so I'm not worried about like that rust right up there. But we do got to fix that because when I get my diffuser, it's got to rivet in down here and stuff. So we're going to be fixing that rust. And there's like a tiny hole over here. I might not even mess with it. We'll see how good the other side goes. And then there's also some rust under the side skirt right here, which I'm not terribly worried about because when I get my VIS side skirts, it'll cover all that up. But we might cut it out just a little bit, get rid of the rust, and then just paint it and leave like kind of an open square. So anyways, let's get started with cutting this out with the angle grinder, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, so we just got to take the wheel off. It's on time lapse? No, I don't want it on time lapse.
Go.
All right, guys, so we got to take the wheel off real quick. It's just these two Allen key bolts for the Euro lines. And then we're going to probably, because we're going to be welding up in the fender well, I think, from what I can see from right here. I'm not too sure. I haven't looked too detail into it. All right, guys, so we got the wheel off. You can come here real quick so we can show them. All right, so like the only rust this 240 has is right here, but this doesn't matter because when I get over fenders, just cut it out. But as you can see in here, this is kind of like rusted up. We're just gonna chop it out. I still have the pinch weld down here, so we're gonna be able to weld to that, which is really good. But the only reason, you can put it on me. The only reason I'm really fixing it is because when I'm driving, it somehow shoots water all the way up in my trunk, and it's rusting the inside of the trunk. So I don't want that to keep happening. So we're probably just gonna draw a line. We're gonna cut right here, down to here, and then straight across, and maybe chop just some of this little bit of rust out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but basically I'm getting a rear diffuser that's gonna rivet into here. And I don't want this to just be hidden because it's just going to constantly get worse. I'd rather cut it out and just leave it out and not even weld anything to actually have the rust. So we're going to get the angle grinder real quick. We're going to mark this up, cut it out, clean it up with the soft pad, and then we should be able to just weld a new piece of metal to it. So, see the inside real quick. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to weld anything to the inside. I think I'm just going to cut the outside. All right, let's get the angle grinder and we'll cut this out. All right, guys, so we're just going to measure this out real quick. Basically, I forgot I'm getting over fenders. And actually, like, instead of cutting just here like most people do, I'm going to be cutting to this, not into it, and then down around. And I'm probably going to come all the way back here and down to here. So it's kind of pointless for me to do this, but I don't want my trunk to rust out. And I want to make a video for you guys because I enjoy that. So we're going to just do it anyways. We're going to cut from right here. We're going to try to go straight across because there's a little bit of rust right there. You can see the paint. And then we're going to go straight down and then all the way out. And then we're going to try to clean this up, maybe cut it out a little bit. So we're just going to start, you can see that, we're going to start right, kind of want to stay as low as possible, go right to there, and then here's the spot of paint rust, or the paint's bubbling because of the rust. We'll go right to after it, and then we'll start right there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut a straight line, and then we're just going to go all the way down to the pinch weld, and then obviously straight across. Because my pinch weld is still good, and that's something structurally that I can weld to pretty decently. So yeah, let's get to it. Let me get the angle grinder real quick. Everything's hooked up, and then we're going to soft pad it and try to clean it up. It's probably not going to be the prettiest, but it'll get the job done and it'll keep my trunk rusting. So let's do this. Alright guys, so after cutting it out and before I welded it and stuff, I realized that if I start welding it, it's probably not going to turn out too good. I did a little tack, it fucked up the paint, and it was going to probably mess it up here. And I knew I was getting over fenders, so I was like, I don't want to waste all my time with that, and it's going to probably get cut out like this eventually. So I chopped it a little bit higher, and then I chopped all the rest out in here. So everything's cut out. We're just going to paint it real quick, some under eyes coating, because the over fenders I'm getting, I mean, they're going to come all the way down to like right, I think they're actually going to come right about here. And then I'm, like I said, I'm getting a diffuser. It's literally rivets this big. It's the Rocket Bunny Gretty diffuser, or I don't know if they're in partners. It's one of the two. But the diffuser is going to come from right here, down, and then obviously all under here. So this will all be covered up. So we're just going to paint it real quick. Just some undercoating. Make sure this doesn't get fucked up. Paint in here. Paint all up in there. This stuff's actually really good. So none of that'll rust. And then I'll do this with a clear coat so it's not black. All right, so we did that. I'm probably gonna do the other side. And then, like I said, oh, I haven't told this is a new video. All right, so last video I made, I was talking about turbo parts. I was gonna get the ISR turbo. Did a little more research, actually listened to some of your guys' comments. You guys were trying to talk me into getting the S15 turbo over the ISR turbo. It's $1,000. And I was like, all right, let me do that. And then I changed my mind again. I'm actually gonna get the Garrett GT28 71R turbo. Basically, it'll bolt right up to the manifold I got. I got the ISR version 3 manifold. So we're gonna hook that up. We're gonna hook up my stock AN fittings and oil lines. It's all the same. So it's gonna be pushing 8 pounds at first, so it'll be all safe, no tune, and then eventually down the road I'm gonna get 750cc Tomei injectors, AEM Series 2 ECU, and I'm gonna get it tuned by our local tuner, Pure Automotive, and it'll be like a 330 wheel horsepower car, so that'll definitely get us through 2017 season, so I can keep up with Zach's V8 over there. And yeah, we're gonna do that. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's going on. That turbo will be in the mail before the end of December, and we'll definitely do an install video. But now we're gonna cut out the other side, because I can't have the shit different. I don't like that. Right here. So same thing pretty much. There's not as much rust, but this might as well get cut out. So because I think there's 1, 2, there's 3 rust holes. So we're gonna do the same thing. Cut right across, cut down, and we'll be good. So yeah, let's do that real quick, and we'll be done with this. Just staying warm out here. We ran out of gas, but we got some tiki torch stuff. It's clear. We know it burns, but it's probably not gonna be as good as gas. But we're just staying warm out here. Getting a nice little fire going. Damn, it doesn't burn as good as gas. It was supposed to be bigger. We're just taking toasty. This is definitely really warm though. You know, you ain't got a space heater or a torpedo heater. Just hang out by the fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, we need beer though and pizza. All right guys, so I'm just gonna cut out the other side real quick like I said. And we're definitely just gonna warm up real quick. We might go get something to eat, but we'll be back. All right guys, so we're getting this last little piece that I couldn't cut off. God damn. I'll cut it off when I get this off. Fucking metal. There we go. Look, there's rubber from doing drifts and shit on there. All right, so as you can see, there's just 2 little spots. It wasn't completely necessary to cut out so close.
Your eyes.
So, well, we just cut it out because it's pretty much pointless. I'm gonna leave the inside of the fender well in there for now. It's like that looks kind of weird. Oh shit, there's rust all back there. I didn't even see that. Oh, the inside's rusted on this one. The outside wasn't. The outside wasn't. The inside wasn't. So never mind. Good idea. We cut it out. So we're gonna cut a little bit of the fender well out right there. And when I get the diffuser in the mail, it'll cover all this up. So we're just gonna finish this up, and yeah, should be good. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. We cut it all out. I'm just putting the wheels back on now, and then that's gonna be the end of this video. Jesus Christ, Mike. This was supposed to go way better. Fucking these Euro lines are so fucking heavy. There we go. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. And we're just gonna put the wheels back on when we'll be done, put it on the ground, check everything out, see how it looks like back it out of the garage. So let me get this wheel thrown on, we're gonna pull it out, and we're just gonna check everything out, and hopefully it doesn't look too weird. So cool. All right, guys, so we're just taking the jack stands out real quick. Put the car on the ground. Just drop it kind of quick so the suspension settles. All right, so let me just take a quick look. Oh yeah, that's fine. You can tell that it's cut from like low.
I can't.
No, I said from low. But like, it's honestly so much smoother than seeing that disgusting ass rust. Now, let me back the car out real quick. That stuff will be fine.
Yeah, you can't. I honestly can't even fucking tell.
Yeah, actually, that's That's actually looks good. That looks so much better because before you could see like stupid rust holes in there and shit. So next we were gonna cut out, hopefully my phone will die. We were gonna cut out this under the side skirts, but I'm not going to right now because then I'm not gonna be able to bolt the stock ones back up when I get the VIS ones. It rivets into there. So that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We're just gonna hoon around a little bit with this fire until Zach's gotta go to work, have some fun, and then he's gotta get out of here, so I'm probably just gonna go inside and edit this video. Hope you enjoyed, and definitely can't wait for Zach's oil pan to come in because that motor's gonna be in there permanently. So catch you in the next one.